Hi everyone, welcome to the analysis portion of this game that you just watched in the previous episode. So as you can see, we got a nice 93.5% accuracy in that game. Yeah, and this is like my only game review of the day because I'm not a premium member. I don't have unlimited game review. But this is the only part we're gonna use the engine analysis. After this, we're gonna dive straight into the analysis just using without any engine feedback. So I'm gonna switch screen to without the game review annotations because here you can see all these star moves and everything. It seems like I played at a 2350 rating, which is, I'll take it. Okay, so let me switch to this one where there's no lines or anything, and it was a very short game, 16 moves. So it's a very quick win. I'm not sure if I should like review this, but it's nice to review a quick win. Yeah, so let's go into the opening. So it starts off with e4, the king's pawn opening. A very popular opening. You always need a weapon against e4 with black. I've chosen the Caro-Kann as my opening of choice. Just a funny story, like I used to play this opening, e6, b6 against like this e4 thing, and it got me like to 1900 blitz. I think actually I was still using it a bit more than that. I think I switched to the Caro-Kann when I was facing a lot stiffer competition in the 2000 rating in Blitz. So yeah, so I tried to pick this up. Yeah, so cause I got the chessable course for the Caro-Kann like a long time ago, but I couldn't get to studying it because it was so hard and I had like a lot of early like really bad losses against the Caro-Kann. So I guess my only advice would just be just stick with the opening. It's normal to lose because it's a completely new opening. Um, yeah, you probably get mated a lot in the Caro-Kann if you're not too careful. You get crammed. They do some advanced variation. They just whack your king, and you might like just get destroyed by bayonet attack a few times. But just play the game. I think it's a very great opening. You saw me win with this opening here. So okay, let's dive in. Not e6 e6. Yeah, c6 d4. Putting two pawns in the center, very principled. Against the other lines you need to be aware of, mainly I would say, is instead of d4, I think the two knights is a very valid try by white. So you do need a weapon against this. And yeah, the other openings out there would be probably the fantasy, but in second move wise, d4 is very common. I think this might be common at lower ratings as well, but this is nothing too bad. Yeah, so like, yeah, they might play something like this, and you just get a really nice opening, or like they might do this. Yeah, so you just need to just avoid, just defend against it. You can play e6, g6. I think allows some queen e5, hitting the rook. Yeah, so you need to be careful with this, but otherwise there's not much challenge here. Okay, but let me go to the actual game. Let me stop talking about openings. Like openings don't really matter as long as you're like thinking like I did during this game. d5, standard Caro-Kann move. This is the exchange variation, so this is a very nice line. um, so you need to know your theory here. Okay, I'll just like shut up. I'll just try to explain the thought process, I guess. Yeah, so I think we developed this knight first. I'm not sure this is correct as well, so I do take my rambling with a pinch of salt. But we developed this knight first because we want to put immediate pressure on d4 and get him to play c3. And it's not, and it is actually a threat because you might think that's discovery, but like I think your knight can go backward and just capture that. So they play c3, you play this knight. So there is the saying, I guess, that says that knights should be developed before bishops. Um, Yep. So if because you see throughout the game, my bishop just stayed on c8, and it's actually doing a really good job, like without having to be developed. So that tempo should really be to like develop your knight, develop your king side pieces out, and then get castle. Yeah, so I develop this knight first because I want to develop my knights, and you play h3. Because usually in the Caro-Kann, our bishop stays quite passive here if it wants to get out. But in this variation, like if they play something else, like if they play knight f3, is a very easy way to get out. So they kind of don't want us to accomplish that. I think other ways they could play is with bishop f4. You go bishop g4 anyways. They go here. You go here, defending this pawn. So you need to know that. So I think the two main tries would be h3 and bishop f4. So against h3, the idea is very obvious. You know, they play h3. They want to stop us from going to g4, putting a piece on g4. So you know, we don't want to just take the L, right? We don't want to just like, okay, we accept the fact that we can't get our bishop out because this square is taken, this square is taken, and if you put our bishop here, this is just, I think you play this is not very good because, like, you know, you look at this pawn, it's quite sad. Like a way you could play this, I'm sure it's like probably like this. But it's very dangerous because they can like attack you, I think. So you don't want to do that. I think the best way to approach this would be to break in the center straight away. So yeah, you can't get your bishop out to g4 or f5, but the drawback of this move is that, you know, they haven't developed the piece. They haven't developed knight f3. They don't have control of the central squares. It's your perfect chance to get your e5 break. So if you can get your e5 break as a Caro-Kann player, you should be really happy. Get an e5 break. It's a very rare chance to get an e5 break, so you know you always want to keep this available. And if they, you know, they have to respond to it. If not, you get like e4, bishop comes out, bishop come out, castle. Yeah, so this is a very good opportunity to go e4, e5, e4. So he has to take. We take back f5 knight. Tempo on the bishop again. So actually, you look at our opponent's pieces at this point. His bishop went here, and his pieces are all undeveloped, and we at least got 2 knights out. And with this one move, we get the other knight, the other bishop out. So see, at this moment, we kind of have 3 pieces out, and we've both made 8 moves. Versus our opponent's pieces here. Looks quite kind of sad. I think this is still fine, but I would say it's pretty comfortable for us. Why is to put some questions on us straight away. We can play bishop f4. I think I would still play queen e7. Yeah, so knight f3. I wasn't sure if queen e7 was correct, but I think it made a lot of sense. We can't just castle and ignore the attack on a knight, because if you castle, they can always support with the pawn. So if they can support with the pawn and you can't attack a piece in the opening with a pawn, you probably can't win it back, right? So I support my knight with my queen, and I didn't want to do something dumb like bishop d6. Kind of doesn't make sense. I just wasted a move then. Then I should just put my bishop on d6, right? So I can only defend it with queen e7. And my idea was that if he went queen e2, I could take, damage his pawn, because now he can't take with the queen, right? It's pinned. Yeah, so that was my idea. And he castled in the game, and I castled. So I saw that, okay, he can't go here, because this track is actually very brutal. Like after I castle, this track is actually very brutal, because he can't take with the queen. So let me just show you. If he goes here, which is actually just what I did in the game. Take this. If he takes with the queen, he loses the rook. So like, you know, free rook. Yeah, and he played this with like 2 minutes. I'm not sure what he saw, but he spent 2 minutes on this move and he played it regardless. So I'm curious what he saw, but you know, he just completely forgot about this threat. Knight takes f3. G takes f3. So at this point, you know, you should be very satisfied as black. You damage the kingside pawns, and you probably got attack going. You know, your bishops are staying right at the king. You can bring a knight h5. Queen's coming in, and all his pieces are on the queen side. You know, like this is like really great start to the game. I go queen d6. You know, my queen is being hit. I go queen d6, and oops, sorry. Queen d6 here. King g2. So my opponent is actually very reactionary, which is like something you don't really want to do. I think I can kind of see his choice of opening. He goes h3 because he doesn't want me to accomplish this. So this kind of like prophylaxis. It's kind of like the idea that you want to make moves that like slow down or prevent like your opponent's ideas. But at the same time, you want to balance. I feel like this is something that kind of like you can't just stop the things your opponent wants, because you want to achieve things for yourself as well. So like I feel like my opponent here kind of just forgot to like develop his pieces, and it's good that he can identify the threat, which is queen g3, right? So like let's say he tries developing you know, I think this would have been like a better move probably, you know, develop his bishop. You know, my bishop here is really strong. But my idea here is that, you know, if he goes here, queen g3 check, And this checkmate, so he goes here, he just go here. And I think bishop takes f2, hitting the rook. Looks good to me. Yeah, I don't even know where his rook is going. And I have checkmate the next move, so yeah, he's cooked here basically. He probably have to go here maybe. Yeah, but that's just checkmate. So he's kind of lost here. He's just made in like 1 or 2. Yeah, so he does see the threat, but I think a better move for my opponent would have been to just like seal away the bishop's diagonal. And in this scenario, I think it will be very playable. I'll just probably trade. I could just take this. I don't really want to undouble his pawns, so I might just play bishop takes h3. And now this, my rooks are connected. I can bring my rook to the d or e. Probably e first, just to try and get like a rook lift and like infiltrate this position. Looks good to me. He could, take. I'm not sure what his ideas would be. Maybe he could try this. Sometimes you gotta make these threats and try to like survive a bit. Maybe. Yeah, he probably has to get rid of this bishop. If not, it's too strong. Yeah, maybe f4. Hitting this. Nah, but this. And it looks very good to me. I think I can put my knight here. Hitting the queen. I do like taking. Okay, this is an interesting question. Maybe I take with the pawn. Nah, I think this is better. It's just that if I take the bishop, I can't get my queen over that quickly. But I do like it being on this diagonal. When you're taking the pawn, is that I can get my rook in. Make it really hard for him to develop his pieces. I wonder what the eval is, but it's hard to say. I think I probably would have taken in the e-pawn, the bishop. Actually, it's hard to say. The more I look at it, the more I like. Because if I take the bishop, my rooks can't really get in that easily. I guess my queen gets in. Yeah, I think I'll take with the pawn actually. And this pawn is very nice. I can put my rook on the d file. And I don't know. I don't know what I can try. Like at this point, plays like this, I'll probably avoid the queen trade. Maybe he goes f3. Maybe develops. I'll just go rook d8. Kind of made a. Maybe support this pawn first. Yeah. Make sure there's no funny business going on. Okay, I wonder what the best move was. Okay, but this didn't happen. Let's go a bit. Let's go back to the game. Yeah, bishop e3 I think would have been a more appropriate way to fight. It would definitely have been a bigger challenge. I think bishop e4 actually makes more sense. This pin is making sure it can't move, so I think we can go queen here and here. Yeah, I think bishop takes e4 is better. Yeah, maybe he goes here. I go here. Or I could trade maybe. Maybe I can do this. But then he gets c4. I can just take maybe. Yeah, this knight to d2 is very annoying. So maybe here I go Maybe here is the time to trade away the bishop. And then put my knight here. But then he goes here. Ah, and he can't because I can take. So that's a bit annoying, right? And the bishop on and the queen on c2 might be a bit more, you know, can't defend. So he can't develop his knight towards the king actually. So this is actually very nice. Yeah, and he probably has to go here unless he wants to go. Oh, but his queen has to stay on this rank. Actually, this might be the best move. Yeah, I think this might actually be the best move. So instead of going 94 like hitting the queen, and this looks like good, but actually you can like kind of like make it annoying here. So yeah, I think actually the better move would be to take and then put my knight on e4. You know, and his queen has to stay on the second rank to protect everything. Yeah, then I can maybe go just rook e8. If you go a5, a5 very slow. I would probably try and get my rook in somehow. Maybe okay, if he plays this, that looks very sad. I'm gonna go. I can just hit this pawn straight away, but I don't want to get rid of this pin. I'll probably like use it for a while. Maybe rook to e8. Bring his other rook in. Not sure. Maybe now is the time. Making sure. Oh, that hangs a piece. Oh, yeah. So maybe. Okay, this is tough actually. This pawn is actually like quite a big deal. So maybe I went here instead. Put my rooks on D and E. Does that fall into a blunder? No, it doesn't. Yeah. He's kind of stuck, right? He has to try and bring his. But then he falls to this. So I guess something like this. And maybe queen c7 now? Queen c7 now? But he can go f3. I do really want to get my queen in, so I think I have to play queen c7. Queen c7, rook takes. Queen c7. If he goes f3, I could play this. Takes. And this looks good for me. Do this checks, this pressure. But I guess not sure how I would have progressed actually. Okay, that's a bad move because I just take. So maybe f3 would be best. But then maybe I have check. Or then rook blocks. Yeah, so maybe just knight g3. Yeah, this looks good for me. The material does equalize, but okay, it doesn't because I just take this pawn. Yeah, so this I think would have been the best way to play. I think this key moment here, instead of king g2, I think bishop e3 would have been better. Then the line would probably go takes. Something like this, and I think I would have like, you know, taken and put my knight here. I probably would have done this, you know, now that I'm analyzing, I think it makes a lot more sense since I calculate more deeper. I would have played this move for sure, instinctually, and I'm not sure what would have happened in the game. Probably taken this. Yeah, and suddenly, you know, he's still in the game. Like, don't get me wrong, this is not completely winning, but you know, it's definitely winning, but not easy. So my opponent should have went for bishop e3, I think. Yeah, instead he went here, and like the game is about to end. That's why I'm like going a bit deeper in this what if analysis. But I think 95 was a really nice move. Straight away, I think I don't need to prepare anymore in this attack. I have an overwhelming number of attackers to his one defender. I think his queen can kind of count as a defender, but even that is like kind of stunted by queen h3. By the queen not being able to come to f3. Yeah, so this move knight h5, directly threatens to, not directly threatens, it's not forcing yet, but I do have a threat of taking on f2 and going here. I do have some ideas of taking here and like going here. He gets to play here. I don't know, there's some ideas. So my opponent feels the pressure. I trade off my knight for his bishop. I wonder if there's a better move here, but I didn't see it. I didn't want to put my queen here. He could probably just play like this and I'm cooked. Not cooked, but like, why do I have to allow this, right? Yeah, so I did a simple move because I calculated queen f3 here, and I have a very nice idea here, which is bishop takes h3, king takes, you take the queen, so that's not gonna happen. If queen takes, we have takes. That's checkmate. Excuse me. Yeah, so here's actually forced mate here, if I calculated correctly. If he takes with the queen. If he takes with the king, he loses the queen as we saw. Yeah, but here is just a forced mate because I can take the rook. And he goes here, it's checkmate. And if he goes the other square that he can... If he goes to the other square that he can... other legal square, then we just check here again, then we checkmate. Yeah, so that was about it for this game. It ended really quickly. My opponent really got cooked in the opening, and I think it's important to make sense of why it happened. I think not to discount my opponent, this is a one move blunder, but I think my opponents should have really played bishop g5, and play the game, right? I would have to spend some time to think what to do. Yeah, maybe rook e8, maybe h6. Yeah, I would try to get out of this pin. I would want to get out of this pin ASAP. Not too sure what I would have done, to be exact. So yeah, there might be some inaccuracy with this queen e7, because it does make it a bit hard for me to get out of the pin if he didn't go for bishop g5 instead. So bishop g5, let me think what I would have done. Maybe bishop takes h3 doesn't work at all. Completely ignore that. Maybe I have a... Okay, no, I don't. Ooh, I do have a nice bishop takes f2 idea. But it doesn't work, right? Oh, it does! It really does. If he goes here, we just take. So I think he has to take. Yeah, I think he has to take. If he goes here, he just check and we win. If he goes here, we just take. Goes here, just take. So all his run moves don't work, so he has to take. Then maybe we have this. Or maybe we have check. Or maybe we have... No, we don't. Oh no, it doesn't work. He just takes, right? Yeah, wait, I'm tripping. It doesn't work. Cause this doesn't work. What am I hitting, right? Yeah, I mean this just... Okay, so maybe not really. Maybe here. How else can I play this? I want to get rid of this pin, so maybe queen e6. Yeah, I think this is why queen e7 might be a bad move, because we gotta make a move to get out of this pin. We could go g5, knight g6. Nah, but this doesn't work. Right? Ooh, actually it might. No, I can go here. maybe just queen f5. I don't know. Hitting this. Take. There's a fork actually, so he has to drop back. Oh, nah, this is very good for me. I just go queen f5 and I'm completely chilling. Because I'm hitting this, hitting three things. Yeah, so I think maybe I would have calculated g5 a bit more actually. It goes here, I think I can play... It might be a bit risky for me. You don't know, but I can put my knight here. Okay, maybe that's not the most optimum. My knight is hanging, so I'll do something about it. Maybe knight c5. What's my knight doing on c5 though? Can be booted. Knight e2. Really, I have to go for this, I think. Maybe g4. And I think this is alright for us. It's not the worst thing. It's not the worst. Where does my queen belong? Here. Queen f7. Some knight e5 I'm a bit worried about. But there's a lot of pressure on the f file, so I think I'm doing okay. My knight kind of covers that currently. Yeah, he has to defend this. If not, I might really bulldoze. So I think this might have been what went down as well. Yeah, but I think that's all for my exploration of the game. I think a key moment was this choice to go queen e7. I need to see whether I deviated from my opening course, but yeah, I liked queen e7. My opponent did a one move blunder, and a nice move queen d6 as well, getting out of the pin, and you know, the position kind of plays itself at this point. My opponent just tried to stop one move threats, and he got himself into deep trouble here. Yeah, at this point it's just checkmate. There's no way about it. And if you end here, that's checkmate 1. So yeah, that's the game, guys. I hope you guys liked my analysis. And let me know in the comments like what I should do more in my analysis. I think now is a good chance to maybe look at the game review, you know, the analysis. So I'm just gonna look at that now with the evaluation and lines. Yeah. So now you guys can see the eval bar. So here white is doing okay, d takes e. I am bishop. This is not a good move. Yeah. Cause like you don't want to waste the tempo to retreat. You can probably just develop. Probably take the bishop. I got bishop pair. Bishop d6, bishop e7. I see. So bishop d6 looks nice. I might put it on e7, but engine really likes d6. It's more active. Oh, yeah. Okay. Bishop c5, and I'm already equalized. Ooh, and this is why I think queen e7 might not be a good move. I think you're supposed to just take castle. Oh, you're supposed to take and then give this check. Queen e2. And if I defend or something. The point is if he defends or something, I can just take. Oh no, I just castle. And like he gets like a worse pawn structure, I guess. Yeah, wow. So now you know. It's not queen e7 first, it's trade and then queen e7. But okay, you know, queen e7 was played. Slight inaccuracy. Okay, this is just instant blunder, and I think I just cruise from then on. Ooh, bishop takes f2. There's a... This did not even cross my mind. Rook e8, d4. Wow, 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 wow. Just does it, bishop takes h2. What? Oh wow, bishop takes f2. I did not even see bishop takes f2 straight away. Knight h5 was the not even, it's the third best move. Ah, bishop takes h3 was, yeah, I saw bishop takes h3 actually. But I only saw it after I played knight h5, so yeah, I should have thought about this one. Ah, and I win the rook. Right. Oops. Oh, let me just. Oops, that was not supposed to happen. I'm sorry, guys. Is it resized properly now? I hope so. Okay. Yeah. Wow, there was bishop takes h3, there's bishop takes f2. Straight away. Wow, this is why I need to do some tactics. Wow. Okay, but knight h5 wasn't the instant knockout, but it was still -3. f4 is good. No, f4 is horrible. Then we take. Yeah, we got mate in 4, which I saw. So I think I played a really good game, you know, and made a lot of logical moves. My opponent made some inaccuracies, blundered one time. I wouldn't say it's a very high quality game for my opponent, so you know, but you know, this is my analysis, and yeah, this is my first 15+10 of game of the day. I think I have one more game to play, and we'll record that one and see how it goes. Thank you all for watching.